So as I'm putting these plots in, I start noticing these huge impressions, depths in the snow, and thought, well, I'm wearing snowshoes and they're 30 inches long to support the weight that I'm carrying. And I figured somebody else has been out here. So as we leave the top out of the sun and start getting into the stream bed, off the northern slope, these tracks started shrinking. And I started noticing an oddity about them. It wasn't until 3 or 4 steps later that I started seeing toes. And I was like, what is going on here? And these toes in this track were 22 inches long. And the stride in the snow was right around 6 feet. This being was walking in the same direction I was into the creek. And then he hooked off to the left. And then when I saw that, I walked back up and I grabbed my partner and I said, you've got to take a look at this. He goes, there's somebody else working out here. And I was like, dude, you don't even know. I said, follow me. And so we started walking down. I left my stuff down there. So we started walking to where the clearest tracks started showing up. And then as we were walking, he started noticing the same thing. He goes, oh yeah, somebody else is out here. I wonder who it was. And I was like, come on, let's go. So I get to the spot and I'm waiting for him to come down the hill. And then I didn't even have to say anything to him because my gear was right there by the track. And then he looked down and his eyes just got big. He didn't say anything. And I was like, yeah, that's what I thought it was. And then that was the end of the day, basically for work. Then we started tracking, looking at all the tracks that were in this area. So I started following this 22-inch track, and he stayed up on the upper slopes. He stayed up on the upper flat of the area, and he didn't go down into the creek. So my partner went down into the creek, and as I was tracking, he moved back up. He moved back up to the top. And so my partner was working down, and I started following him, and he started doing something weird.